Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing One Piece chapter 1006 titled The Honorable Hyogoro the Flower. Um, I think in another translation it's The Honorable Hyogoro of the Flower, but I'm using the official here. Um, so first things first, we have two color pages for this chapter. The first one is the cover for Jump itself, where it has Kid, Law, and Luffy on the cover, and it says, with their sights set at the very top, the strong stand side by side, striking a defiant pose, and we see Luffy with his knuckles cracking, Law with his to open up room, and Kid with his big creepy smile and his metal robo arm. And then the other color page that we get now is of Kaido and his entire crew, that being all his subordinates, being King, Queen, Jack, and all of the Tobiroko. So we finally get the official color scheme for everyone we haven't seen it yet. We've seen them before briefly, I think in the cover of one of the magazine, in one of the volumes, sorry, but this is like a color page showing the official colors of everyone. One thing to note, who has pink hair? That's interesting. But moving on. So the chapter starts and we see basically we see that Momo and Shinobu and Yamato are trying to escape. Of course we know Momo is in Yamato's clothes hiding. So we see them bust through the door and Yamato hits someone with a number on their head. Their head just flattens like in the cartoons. And one of the Marys is on top of the building. I think this is Bao Huang. And she's looking at them and she says that the enemy leader Momonosuke emerged from the room, but of course she can't see Momonosuke. But she says there's no doubt Momonosuke is with Yamato. And we see something like a sight, a target from like a gun target sight lock on to Yamato, and it shows us Yamato running and Momo is behind her, like in her clothes, hugging her from behind, trying to stay hidden, and we see his face. And they're running to get away, of course. Then we cut to Sanji, and Sanji is hearing the broadcast, of course, because remember the Marys are all over. And he says that they're going after Shinobu and Momo, and he's confused because he doesn't know who young master Yamato is. So he's there and he's asking one of the guys who he beat up, where is the entrance, not the entrance, but the storeroom. And the guy says it's by the entrance to the skullboard. So Sanji is contemplating now, who does he go to save? If he goes to save Momo and Shinobu, or if he goes to save Kinemon and his group. And in doing so he decides that he's going to go this way, but of course we don't see what this way is. So he takes off in a direction and we don't get no more of that. We then cut outside, not outside per se, but like an outer view of the whole of Onigashima moving towards the power capital. And we see some noises on top, like speech bubbles, so we could assume that they're still fighting on top of the dome. And now we cut to the entrance of the dome, and if you remember, Carrot and Pedro and Wanda were fighting there. And we see the moon has been obscured either by clouds or smoke, and we see Perospero is sitting on top of a rock, and it seems that he basically won the fight against Wanda and Carrot. More so maybe because the moon was blocked there so long, got cancelled, so that's why. But we see some candy kind of spears on the ground, it seems like, and Wanda and Carrot is on the ground. And Pero walks up to Carrot and he tells her, it serves them right for coming in their territory, what they expect to happen. And he tells her, if you don't want to see your friends die anymore, then go back home and eat grass, because that's what you're good for, being a rabbit. And he smacks her with his stick, So, and he leaves. Yeah, he says he doesn't want to team up with these pirates, but they have to show these younger children what emperors are all about. So we've been thinking Perospero for the longest while as some kind of scrub, and he would lose his battle, and he's a nobody. But it seems he has a good bit of combat ability to be able to take on both of them and win. We next cut back to the performance stage or the performance hall, the banquet hall, sorry, and we see the samurai are fighting, still trying to keep up the defense to protect Chopper, who we see making the antidote still. So they're trying to defend him still. We see Apu there still talking, and the men asking like why Queen did this to them and whatever, and he tell them that not gonna help. So we next see a panel with Drake with his axe and his sword, and we see Hyogoro, but we don't see skinny Hyogoro like he was a few chapters ago. Hyogoro has gotten back his size and his strength. He's not an old shriveled up man anymore. So him and Drake are protecting the door for Chopper. And we see the Obi, the Oniwaba and Shu mention Hyogoro is back to his strength and he's not the old geezer he was before basically. And Hyogoro is just wiping the floor with a lot of people, and he says that basically coming in contact with the virus has extracted all the strength he had in him before and basically brought out his older, stronger, original power. So, and he mentions that it might be burning the remnants of his life force then as fuel. But he's going to use that strength to make sure and defend everyone and win this war. And he tells the Yakuza basically if they don't get the antidote done by the time he's fully transformed to basically off him to kill him. So yeah, next panel now we see Hyogoro is fighting again and he uses this move called Flaming Hair of Holy Rage. Um, has his sword like this and we see fire coming off from his hand behind him. And he knocked back a good few men. And again he's fighting. He said basically he mentions Odin and this is how strong he was back then, and he's reminiscing and saying if only he had fought with Odin then to defeat Kaido. Then we get some quick glimpses of Luffy. He's remembering Luffy and everyone that he met on this journey then basically, and he's um, talking about he gained an apprentice and all of that. Then we see Queen now, and Queen is like, you know what? Um, he's going to stop Hyogoro, and Queen readies a hyper beam. So another cyborg based attack from Queen. He's readying a hyper beam like in Pokemon and he's about to fire it. And when he's going to, we see Marco fires an attack called Phoenix Brand and hits Queen, and Queen spits up blood. And Marco is like, you're supposed to be fighting me. And Queen is like, Marco. And Queen fires his laser now instead at Marco. And Marco turns into the full Phoenix and flies under it and dodges it. And Queen is just like, why you won't go down, die already. But when Marco dodged, we see King coming in with his sword and he does a strike and he cuts off one of Marco's wings. However, Marco lands on the balcony and we see he puts out his two fingers and flames absorb or form around his finger and he makes like a ball and he shoots it straight off at King and hits King. And the name of this attack now is Bluebird. Get it? Because Marco is a bluebird. And he throws King straight through a building with that fireball. And King hits the ground. And when King opens his eyes and looks up, we see Marco coming in at like Mach 10 speed with a knee first into King. I love this panel. And this just shows how tough Marco and strong Marco is. Because In Marineford, we saw him fight, but we didn't get to see much of him actually going all out. So we're seeing this now. Mako is a beast. I can't wait to see this animated. And then we see Queen walk in, get him back up after Mako hit him, and he's like, stupid cocky bird man. And then Mako comes in with a kick again and kicks Queen and sends him flying. And this attack now is called Crane Talons. So again, and he's in his hybrid form now and he hits Queen. And he's like holding off two men with um over $1 billion in bounty each is pretty rough. He's like you better hurry, Tanuki. So Marco is maybe getting a bit tired now, but he's holding his own. And we see Queen get up and he's like that's it. Queen is fed up. Queen's face looks a bit odd in this panel though. And we see like he has a scratch here. Oh, Marco just kicked him. And we see King and we see Perospero is back. I mean, he wanted to fight Marco before. Um, and Perospero is like, why? Who should I spot over there but Marco? He looks exhausted to me. So I'm going to assume Perospero is going to join the battle to fight him. So it'll be Marco versus 3 men. So I'm assuming Marco would maybe fight off King and Perospero, and then Sanji would help with Queen, maybe, I'm not sure. Because we still want to see Sanji fight a Calamity. And then we get more chapters of the Ice Oni Demon taking over more samurais and more kaidos men, and they're biting people and spreading it. And Hyogoro sits down now and he says to one of his men, do it, I wanted to end this way. He feels as though heaven has rewarded him for his final role in this battle. And we see one of his men is crying, and he's about to strike him. And Hyogoro says, any longer and I put your lives in danger. So basically to kill him before he begins to rampage, because he's so strong. And we see him in his mind saying, I leave the rest in your hands. Here ends the life of Hyogoro of the flower with no regrets. And the chapter ends there basically, with Hyogoro preparing to die. I'm assuming he's not going to die. Um, so yeah, the chapter ends there of course, and the next chapter is March 14th. So we don't have a break, so that's good. Um, so yeah, great chapter, a lot of setup. Hyogoro heavy chapter this time. Um, so let me go on now this week about what I think is going to happen next. So I think Hyogoro is going to survive. One, the fact that the Ice Oni virus brought out his strength and his old version, I feel like maybe Chopper could use this to enhance his monster point somehow later on to become stronger, hopefully. I also think that Perospero is going to join the fight against Marco and 3v1. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that. But we know Sanji ran off in one direction, so I'm assuming maybe he may run into Queen, because Queen is the only one that I could see fighting Sanji because of that connection with Judge. And I think Yamato is the one that would fight Jack, and we'll see their hybrids in that fight. So yeah, that's just my theory, what I think will happen next. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you all in the next one. So yeah,